All right, Falcons fans, let's talk about something exciting and a bit surprising. The NFL schedule is out, and the Atlanta Falcons have landed themselves 5 to 6 primetime games. Yes, you heard that right. Now, what does that mean? Is the NFL finally catching on to something big brewing in Atlanta? It's no secret that the league doesn't always get it right when it comes to scheduling primetime games. Just think about the Bears. How many times have they been hyped up only to disappoint on the big stage? And then there was the 2022 Denver Broncos saga, Russell Wilson's debut season stacked with primetime slots, only to fall flat week after week. The NFL can sense potential, but that doesn't mean it always pans out. So why Atlanta? First, there's something undeniably intriguing about the Falcons right now. The league clearly sees potential. After all, it wasn't that long ago when Atlanta, along with Arizona, had 0 primetime games in 2022. The NFL doesn't care about market size as much as it does about storyline and excitement. Kansas City, not exactly a massive market, has the most primetime games this year. Why? Because they're good and people want to watch. For Atlanta, it's a double win if the team performs well. A rejuvenated Falcons squad in a city that's ready to get behind a winner is a compelling narrative. The NFL sees that possibility and is banking on it. It's about proving that Atlanta can make noise on the national stage. Concerns about the Saints' future now, switching gears to the NFC South rival, the New Orleans Saints. A question that's been floating around. Are the Saints going to be so bad that they end up with the #1 pick and suddenly bounce back to being good again? It's a fair question, but here's the thing. Just because you have the #1 pick doesn't guarantee a turnaround. Look at the Browns. They've had their share of top picks without much to show for it. Even the Jaguars, despite landing Trevor Lawrence, took a while to start looking competitive. The Saints could end up in a similar situation, picking high but not necessarily transforming overnight. Plus, the upcoming draft class is still uncertain. Sure, Arch Manning's name gets thrown around, but his plan has been to stay at Texas for 4 years. Maybe the prospect of being the hometown hero in New Orleans changes that, but it's far from guaranteed. Bottom line, Atlanta should focus on their own trajectory, not worry about what's going on in New Orleans. Building a consistent and competitive team is the key to staying ahead in the division. Let's dive into the situation with Asante Samuel, a name that's been floating around as a potential free agent target for several teams. The big question is, why hasn't he been signed yet? Well, here's the deal. Samuel suffered a shoulder injury early in the 2024 season, which forced him to miss almost the entire year after playing just 4 games. The issue seems to be more than just a typical shoulder problem. It might be a chronic stinger. That's a major red flag because it could potentially lead to neck issues, and that's not something teams take lightly. Right now, the reason Samuel remains unsigned boils down to medical concerns. Some teams are hesitant to take a risk on a player with a potential long-term injury. However, it's likely that Samuel is being cautious too. Instead of jumping at a low-ball offer, he's probably waiting to make sure his medical situation is fully clear. If he can prove he's healthy, he'll undoubtedly command a better contract rather than settling for a short-term, low-cost deal now. At the end of the day, if Samuel can demonstrate a clean bill of health, teams will line up to give him a shot. Until then, it's a waiting game. Falcons DBs. Who's your favorite? All right, Falcons fans, let's hear it. Who's your favorite defensive back on the current roster? Drop your picks in the comments. There's been some great talent in the secondary, and I'm curious to see which names stand out. Looking ahead. Falcons versus Buccaneers in Week 1. There's some buzz going around about the Falcons-Buccaneers game potentially being America's game of the week in Week 1. Interesting thought, but let's break it down. The NFL Week 1 schedule is already stacked. We kick off the season in Philadelphia with the Cowboys visiting, and then there's the highly anticipated Chiefs versus Chargers matchup. But when it comes to America's game of the week, it's likely to be the Lions versus Packers clash. That's already been announced as the Fox game at 4:25 Eastern. With only 4 games scheduled for the afternoon window, it's clear the league is setting that one up as the marquee matchup. While the Falcons-Bucs game might not get the national spotlight, it's still a game to watch for Falcons fans eager to see how their team starts the season. It's about setting the tone early, and getting a win in week 1 would be a statement. Let's get into predictions. One of the most exciting parts of the offseason is speculating about how the Falcons will perform. I've got Atlanta going 10-7 with a strong finish, winning 4 of their last 5 games. Now, whether that's enough to secure the division and host a playoff game, only time will tell. But the way this team is shaping up, it's a real possibility. Memorable moments. The Young-Ho Koo incident. There are always some unforgettable moments when you cover a team like the Falcons. One that will always stick with me is the Young-Ho Koo incident. Imagine this. We're live during NFL free agency, and the whole chat convinces me that Koo got released. The kicker, Twitter was down, so we had no way to verify it. The whole situation turned into pure chaos before we found out it wasn't true. Moments like that are what make covering the Falcons so unique, and yes, I'll carry that story with me long after I'm done hosting. Fans and farewells, I just want to take a moment to give a massive shout out to the incredible Falcons community. Your support and passion have been unmatched, whether it's the regulars like Gabriel, ZD, and Taryn, or the countless others who've tuned in week after week. You guys make this journey worthwhile. I've also got to mention the unforgettable super chats and live shows. From the wild predictions to the heartfelt goodbyes, it's been a ride. A special thank you to everyone who made the live shows lively and memorable. Your energy made every episode special. Looking ahead. While I'm excited about the next chapter, leaving behind this community is bittersweet. Covering the Falcons and connecting with all of you has been an incredible experience. I'll always remember the stories, the discussions, and the camaraderie we built. This Friday, May 23rd, will be my last day hosting. It's hard to say goodbye, but I'll always carry these memories with me. Thank you for everything, your support, your passion, and your love for the Falcons. Here's to the future. And as always, rise up. To everyone who's been part of this experience, thank you. Your unwavering support, your insightful questions, and even your occasional disagreements made every show memorable. It's not goodbye. It's just the end of this chapter. I'll always be rooting for the Falcons and will be following the journey as a fan just like you. So, keep the energy alive, keep supporting the team, and keep believing. The Falcons are on the verge of something special, and you all will be there to witness it. Until we meet again, rise up.